The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based upon a real-life relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosinzia.com and www.amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen to our program on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with Amazon, Audible, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful couple who's been blessed for 25 years, and we have a gentleman who's worked in law enforcement for 25 years, also served in the military, received several awards, and we also have a wonderful lady who's a graduate of College Unbound and previously worked in the Providence School Department and just coming together, and they've got a great program. They're also certified life coaches and how to make great marriages work. So for all you married couples out there, listen up, and for the soon-to-bes, pay attention, and if you're single, well, pay attention anyway. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios along the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen, the very terrific couple, Ed and Angel Cooper, are best known as the Coopers. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, it's great to have you guys. And basically, you guys have a heart for relationships, and your goal is to see married couples communicating, working together, and growing their love for one another. and we believe you've been called to do that and talk more about it. I mean, you've got great ministry going on, and Edward, you've served in law enforcement for 25 years and had some military experience. You also won some awards in the process. And Angel, you also graduated from College Unbound. You worked in the private school department for 25 years, and you've got a book. You've also been on a couple of networks, and you also got some challenges to challenge just all kinds of married couples as well. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started.
Wow. Well, we first got started a few years, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes.
We were on a cruise, and we were really thinking, you know what? We wanted to really talk about some couples, because normally people would ask us, hey, how do you guys stay so long, or how does your marriage last so long? Because recently we just celebrated our 28th year.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was September 20th.
Wow.
We made it.
Amazing. We'll mark that. So
Right.
Yes. So people were asking, us, they kept, how does your relationship go? How do you have a successful relationship? So we decided, you know what, well, maybe one day we're going to go on Facebook. We're going to do a Facebook Live post, like not a post, but a Facebook Live, just a little seminar, and we're going to talk about it.
And from there, it just took off. 4 years later, here we are, in a book later, in life coaches now.
A song later, and we're a lot of later. We're here.
It sounds like you got a lot going on. And first of all, how did you guys meet?
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to let Ed tell his side of the story.
I'll tell my side of the story because it sounds better.
I want to hear both sides. We love that.
So I was driving down the street, and then I saw this young lady at the bus stop, and so I wanted to find out who she was. And so, we had a mutual friend, so I said, who is this young lady over here? So she told me her name, and then so basically I stalked her until I found out who she was, and we sort of, she sort of fell in love with me, I guess, and I told her, listen, I want to marry you.
Love at first sight. Wow.
Yes.
That's what he says. It's actually really, that's really nice stuff. But my story was slightly different. I'm a PK, preacher's kid, so me and my cousins and I, we snuck out one night and went to, it was supposed to be a movie.
Oh, they went to the club.
And that's when I that's my first time encountering Ed. And we were both in high school, and I remember him being the superstar guy that he is.
Yes.
And then he finally came over to me, and he asked me to dance, and then the rest is history. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, one version is bus stop, the other asking to dance. I guess you guys were doing the bus stop on the dance floor, so we'll just
there you go.
have that. Yeah.
We'll just say it just like that.
Doing the bus stop on the dance floor and getting off the bus. Will you marry me? It's free admission, and there you are 25 years later as well. So,
Exactly.
And of course, Ed, you've served in law enforcement for 25 years. You also had some military experience as well, too. I mean, you just have a great background, and you also have been a recipient of several awards in 15 and 16, including the Medal of Valor. And tell us more about that.
Yes, I received the Medal of Valor from the Sheriff's Department. There was an incident that happened across the street from our home, so I had to get involved, which, sadly, one lady perished, but there was two other women that were in the house, and I was able to capture the assailant who killed the young lady, and I was able to capture him and save the other two ladies' lives, along with the help of my wife and my family, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that anniversary date just passed. It's been a few years now.
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Ed, my son was coming in from work, and the neighbor ran to his car and asked for help. And they knew that my husband, of course, we had been in the neighborhood for like over 20 years.
Right.
So they're like, we need your dad. And so my son runs in, asks us to come outside. My husband tells me to call 911, and then
really, I thought it was just an accident. So I'm going downstairs, and no, there was an incident that happened. So once I went out there, I seen what was going on. I found out it was a little bit more than an accident. It was a serious situation, and I got involved in it. And it was traumatic on all sides.
Yeah. So God took us through. We
Yes,
made it. We survived. And from there on out, I believe what happened was we were just doing what anyone else, I believe, if someone,
help,
just needed help. And we were doing that, helping someone. And in the long run, someone acknowledged the work that my husband did in rescuing their family's life, stopping two deaths. And he really deserved that. And he's not a man that looks for awards or rewards.
I told him I didn't want it.
But he did his thing. Very proud of him.
It sounds like you guys were really brave as well, too. And if you didn't want the award, you can always sell it on eBay or just simply say, give it to somebody else. So you served in 25 years. I mean, that was just amazing what you've done. You kept everybody safe. You did the right thing. And, of course, Angel, you also have been the Providence School District for about 25 years and also a board member with the Trinity School of Performing Arts. And, tell us about your work in the Providence School Department.
Well, I've always loved I love working with young adults and youth. And I remember signing up to work in the school district. And I worked at a high school that was actually the rival high school to the high school that I attended. And so we have over 1,200 students. And I started this work over 20-something years ago. I became a secretary to the principal and the assistant principal, and I worked with their choirs, their after-school programming, setting up meetings with parents and then the community. And that's where my heart is.
She's also a singer. She's not saying everything, but she's also a singer.
Thank you.
And an actress.
So I did a lot of what the students like to do at the high school when I started working there in the first 10 to 15 years. And then they took the arts out of the arts programming out of the school. So I joined in with a few other people who started a new school, a charter school that was by the name of Trinity Academy of the Performing Arts. And so I've been a board member there for over 7 years. And it allowed the students to be able to share this and express themselves by way of acting and singing and dancing and creative art. And that's my heart, to be able to allow the people, young people, for the most part, to have a voice and express themselves through art. Yeah, that's what I like to do.
That is amazing. And you guys perform around the Providence area, and you mentioned being a gospel group as well, too. And tell us about being gospel. And Ed, you also co-managed as well, too, in gospel.
Yes, it was, matter of fact, I had 2 jobs.
He had more than 2.
I had more than 2 jobs, but yes, my wife. You can tell him about the group, and I'll just tell him what I did briefly.
All right, so I called him my husbander, who was the husband and the co-manager of my sisters and our gospel group. And we still sing, not as much and often as we had in the past, but the name of the group is Refined 313. We traveled all over the East Coast. We went to a few different countries. We went to Barbados and the Bahamas, and we just ministered in inspirational songs. And so we love to uplift people with great music, because music is a universal language. And yeah, Ed was there protecting us all the way, him and my brother-in-law.
Yes, my brother-in-law, yeah. And so, my job was mainly co-managing as well as providing security, which led me into my other job, which I was doing at the time. I used to provide security for all the artists that would come in, from Michael Bolton to Engelbert Humperdinck, you name it, I had them. So, we live an interesting and busy life.
It sounds like it, and I'd love to meet with those guys as well, too. And you guys just have a great thing going. And one more thing before we talk about the Cooper Chronicles and more, and your book as well. And how'd you get the name Refined 313?
Wow. And so, that's a great question. And everybody usually asks asked us that. We kind of evolved from two different names, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm a preacher's kid, so my dad, who was our pastor, who has since passed at the time, passed now for about 12 years, he gave us that name, Refined 313. So it's refined, but it comes and derives from the book of Malachi, as the 3rd chapter, 1 through 3. And it says, in summarizing it, it says, and I will give you a message, and it will come as a refiner's fire. And the message that my dad always loved to hear us give is by way of song and music. We all play instruments, and we love giving a message over upbeat or melody of music and harmony. And so that's where the name came from. Refined 313 derives from the book of Malachi, but our message it comes as a refiner's fire to heal, set free, and deliver.
Oh, that is such an amazing story. And where can we find you guys, Refined 313, and what's your website, and how can people check you out?
All right. I'm glad you asked. So we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can find us as spelling out Refined, REFINED, the number 313, and that's on all social media platforms. And
Apple iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So she's all over the place.
And we have a song that's out there. The latest song is Shine. It's called Shine, and we ask everyone to shine their light in the world. And why not? We sure do need a light, a positive light to be shined right now. So Shine is really the really hottest number out, in Testimony are the two latest songs that you can find on for Refined 313.
That is fantastic, and we're going to go check that out. And, of course, speaking of being all over social media, we'll talk about the Cooper Chronicles and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with Amazon, Audible, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Ed and Angel Cooper of the Cooper Chronicles here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about how they met. They've been married for 25 years, and also having a show called the Cooper Chronicles, who began Facebook Live and has moved on to bigger and better things. And tell us more about the Cooper Chronicles.
Wow. The Cooper Chronicles is a show and a platform that is designed to assist those who are looking for a relationship, who are in a relationship, or married and, seeking advice. Yeah. We have a saying that we're two imperfect people, but we're perfect for each other. And so we wanted to but to exemplify some of the things that we've gone through, so that those who are listening can see, wow, if I've gone through that same or similar situation, not all situations may be handled the same way, but they can tailor it to where it fits their need and, what they're going through.
And we say, the saying that we always said is love is worth the work. And it's the foundation of understanding, having prayer as your foundation, and having each other's concern and respect, and understanding that if you put the work in, understanding if the both of you put the work in, then you can really accomplish great things.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you guys have done as well, too, and we'll talk more about Love is the Work in form of a book. And there was something I've noticed, too, when it comes to marriages. It seems that when people marry, they think it's all, flowers, romance, chocolates, and everything. But then when the tough times comes, like say someone loses a job, or someone gets sick, or whatever else, things start to fall apart. So, what is the best advice you can give to anybody who's going through a patch like that? After you get married, it's like how do you really, really, really make it strong instead of having like one problem and everybody bails out?
Well, one thing when we speak in certain engagements, there's something I let people know. If you've been married for 5 years do not seek advice from someone who's been married for 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're not going to get a clear indication of anything that they've gone through. You know, and the best thing I can say as a couple, what we've done is work together. You have to work together. You know, the 2 cords are stronger. You work together. You know, you can't try to do things on your own. Even during this season that we're in right now, you need the help of each other.
Yeah, and the other thing that we would say if you're being faced with a challenge like that is that, you know, it's the testing of love. You know, it should remind you of why you fell in love. And if, you know, you have to go back and revisit, like if people are just getting married, like you mentioned, for the actual day, for the roses, for the ceremony.
The food.
Right. And
the food, yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're making me hungry already.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and I think they get it kind of confused because after the day is over, then come the challenges, and real love isn't love until it's tested.
Yeah.
And it's tested by the trials or the test of time, and you've got to be willing to, as together, because one person can't do it, and that's what we realized too.
Right.
Like sometimes at one point I was ready and in for it, and then maybe
I may not have been,
or
vice versa.
Right, and so both have to be willing to come to the table and say, "Listen, we're hitting a rough patch," and that's why the vows say just what they say: for better,
for worse,
for richer,
for poorer.
And so, are you willing? Are you really willing? So, yeah, we would say be willing to come to the table and work it out together. Work together as a team.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's very important too. You guys talk about rekindling love, communication techniques, and forgiving fast, especially when it comes to hitting a rough patch. You also hit upon some other things like self-care and reinventing a relationship and keeping it special, spicy, and more. And maybe you can just hit upon some of the important topics. Yeah. Oh, spicy. Oh, my gosh. Hey, give me some barbecue sauce, will you? Thank you.
That was in the book. It's called, keeping it SP, spicy, spontaneous,
and special.
It's
important.
It is, because sometimes in a relationship, when you've been going, if you've been in a relationship for a while, and then once you, those things that you used to do to court your mate, and you stop doing it, listen, you have to switch things up to keep things interesting, keep things going. And it's not, you're a couple. You should not be ashamed to do this.
Yeah, I think people forget that, because, and that's normal, because all you see is the pain, right? If you're facing challenges, all you see is the challenge. You almost forget to nurture the relationship and remember why you fell in love and to keep it SP. And so we wanted to remind people that's actually one of the other reasons why we came on to do Cooper Chronicles, because people wouldn't talk about these things. They were really quiet, and we're young, but we're not old, but we're like young too. So we were like, hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and still do it with class and integrity and really share that these are things sometimes
being transparent.
Really being transparent and just let and remind everybody it's still a work in progress. You're always going to be a work in progress, your relationship.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, you also were on the Now Network, and you also expanded. And where else can we check out the Cooper Chronicles at?
Wow. Okay, you can check out the Cooper Chronicles. You can check us out on Facebook Live. We have, matter of fact, we just started a segment called Walk and Talk, where we're trying to get ourselves healthy. We're going to walk. We're going to be out there walking and talking. Just drop 2 or 3 minutes of inspirational quotes or thoughts, just to help people to get through their day. You can also download. You want to say anything?
No,
you can download the our book on Amazon and also at Walmart, Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reach a lot more. Oh, we do have a YouTube page. If you want to go back and see some of our
you gotta go to the YouTube page.
You'll see some of the stuff we post up on YouTube. So you'll see what you see on YouTube is how our family is.
Yeah, and so we have 3 beautiful children. We even say that, but we have a son that he's actually in San Francisco right now doing music, and my daughter who is home and she's in school, and then she's 21. So we have a 26, 21, and 18-year-old, and they are amazing children. They really are. I mean, we all, as raising children
Right.
have our issues, but they're really good kids. And we really wanted people to see that we're genuine. We have problems just like they have problems.
Everyone else.
Challenges come up. But we wanted to be transparent and just show that you could still survive. You could thrive. You can make it. Even in the storms, you could still make it. So on YouTube, you'll see all of the material, and we want you to subscribe. And do you have an Instagram, babe?
Oh, yes, we're on Instagram. Or yes, when you go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, or you can go to our website, which is Ed and Angel, the CooperChronicles.com.
That sounds fantastic. We'll do that. We'll talk more quickly about your book, Love is Worth the Work, and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, over 25 podcast platforms. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Ed and Angel Cooper of the Cooper Chronicles here on The Mike Wagner Show. And they're also certified life coaches. And a bit more about your book called Love is Worth the Work. And again, tell us a bit about it and just some of the things, even like a 30-day challenge they want you to take on as well. And maybe a little bit more about the book.
Yes, and our book, Love is Worth the Work, we wanted to make a book that was interactive. Some people can just read a book, but, we wanted to make it interactive to where, there's not strategies, but there's assignments in there that we can follow, that those who read it can follow. Like we said, it's a 30-day workbook. We have challenges that are designed to demonstrate love, and care. I noticed earlier when you spoke about self-care, one of the things we speak about is the fact that you cannot really take care of someone else unless you really take care of yourself. You have to have self-love. You have to love yourself in order to exude that love out to others.
And we try to teach that when we go Facebook Live. And what's interesting is when we went live, because we were getting a lot of questions from a lot of couples, we realized that the majority of our audience were single viewers. It was kind of mixed. It was like single viewers, and they were like, tell us what we need to know. Tell us how we should prepare. And we were like, oh, this we didn't expect, but this is awesome. So we tailored the book that would help both the marriages and those that were looking for a relationship.
And single. And the thing about it, Mike, is the fact that it was only we were supposed to come on Facebook for one day. Just one night. Just do it.
Yeah.
Well, one night turned into 4 years.
One night into 4 years. Man, that is amazing.
Yes.
I know some people that just do one podcast for one day and that's it. And 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing miracle. Oh, my goodness. I'm gonna jot that down, too, and give myself inspiration. This is great.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
It's so important to communicate that, and I think that's what happened. We realized that even during our time, we went through therapy and had some discussion, and our children was in therapy
that's one thing we are strong advocates for is therapy. A lot of time when people get into situations, they don't want to seek help from the outside. You need to seek help from the outside, someone who's on the outside looking in so they can tell you exactly what's wrong or how to fix the situation that you're in.
But I think even for me, from the woman's perspective, it was difficult for me to get my husband, Ed, who's an officer who was very rigid in what he was doing. It was tough at first for him to say, okay, I'll go. And because he had to realize first, it got really bad after the incident we called the murder on the street there. And he recognized, wait a minute, we're in trouble here. We need some help.
Right.
And so that's why we became advocates of really having discussions. We put in the book too, can I get 10 minutes of your time? Because sometimes in relationships, it's not just that you're squeezing the toothpaste from the bottom and she's squeezing it from the top. It's really something really deep, and you don't even realize you let it go so far, and now we really need to get to the root of the problem. And so we were able to talk. We're not licensed therapists, not as of yet, but we are coaching, and we give suggestions, and we have people that are licensed. So we really talk about communication, how it's important, be willing to have the conversation, be willing to walk through the muddy water to get to the clear side in the dry land. So it's really important. So I'm grateful that we did that. I am.
Yes, we have a passage in the book called What's Under the Rug. A lot of times we sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. You know, as kids, we used to sweep stuff under the rug, and after a while, you start getting a mound there. And then so it starts to become more noticeable. And then so my mom would be like, you know, what's all in? So you lift it up. All of a sudden, you have this big mess. So we want people to realize, listen, do not hold things back. Like when you speak this, mate, speak, let them understand what's going on in your life or in your situation, whatever the situation may be. You have to communicate. We've heard it time and time again. Communication is key. Women are not mind readers, men. Women are not mind readers. I'll just put that out there. I'm probably going to get some hate.
Women are not mind readers. Women are not mind readers. I am keeping this in mind. Women are not mind readers. Okay. And that's one of the ways as well too. And you also cover, like, say, rekindling the love, and maybe just a little tidbit or two about rekindling love, forgiving fast, and reinventing, and maybe some other things we haven't covered, and especially about cooking. It's like, you cook with love, and I was also noticing too that couples also love to cook, and that just can help build a relationship. Yes.
Yes.
If you let Ed tell it, he is the chef of all chefs, and I will give him that title.
I used to be a sous chef. I trained to be a sous chef at a local hotel, and then I was a cook also at a couple of restaurants before I went into law enforcement. Go figure. I don't know how the change was, but
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh, that's amazing, going from chef to law enforcement. And what's some of your favorite dishes you like to cook, since you're both chefs?
Okay, well, one of my favorite dishes that I like to cook, if we talk about a salad, I love making cucumber and onion salad or German tomato salad.
Ooh.
Another one would be like, I'm a big time meat eater. So I love salmon, to have some grilled salmon, with light vinaigrette dressing or some garlic butter. There's a lot of different recipes that I can make. So, I'm glad my wife, she's the greatest taste tester, because I make sure it's good for us.
And so that's why we're doing the walk and talk, because we want to still maintain our cute figure and still be able to eat healthy and be around for each other.
And for the children.
And for children. And we don't have any grandchildren, but for generations to be able to see that, working together, like even cooking, sometimes that builds, not sometimes, it really does build, trust within each other.
Yes.
You understand the differences. I cook different from Ed too. Like, he cooks and the kitchen can become, like there was a tornado that came through.
But I got the meal done. And
it was delicious. So I learned that, okay, if he's cooking, then I'll be the one to clean up. It's like a teamwork. It's like a real, I want to say partnership, but it's deeper than, it's a deeper connection. It's this love, it's compassion, but it is a partnership where you work together. So that's why we do like to do cooking segment. We had this thing, and it's so funny, during the first couple of months during pandemic, our kids come running in the living room, and we're watching television, and they say, Mom, Dad, ranch or blue cheese? And we're like, what? And they say, no, just ranch or blue cheese. And I was like, what do you mean? They said, for wings, is it ranch or blue cheese? So, of course, I like blue cheese. See how different we are, but we still make it right. And Ed goes, I like ranch. So we said, let's go to Facebook. So we did this big...
we got heated on Facebook for some ranch and blue cheese dressing.
On your wings. And so it was really amazing.
Blue cheese won, by the way.
Blue cheese won. And then we cooked for our audience, and it was amazing. Everyone had their choice of wings that they cooked.
I did 3 sets of wings. I had honey barbecue, I had regular hot wings, and honey mustard wings,
plain. So
and plain.
It was fun. So it built a connection where we're all very different. Our children are different. My husband and I are different, but we learned to work together. We think that's why we share. It went from love is worth the work, and then we said family is worth the work.
Community is worth the work.
And so we just wanted to show that, yeah, you can be different but still work together. You can be different in your relationship and still love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you just hit that right on the head. Teamwork is the key, and I think you really hit that on the head. And of course, I'd love to see some more cooking segments from you guys, and maybe just as part of your Chronicles as well. And of course, speaking more of the Cooper Chronicles, we're here with Ed and Angel Cooper of the Cooper Chronicles here on the Mike Wagner Show. What can we expect from you guys in 2021 and beyond?
Well, we believe it or not, we're in the process of writing another book. Matter of fact, it's going to be 2 books.
Yeah.
And one book is going to be a part 2 to the 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to be a book about that incident that we went through. We felt that, people need to understand there's a lot that you see in television in front of you, but really families don't know the backstory of what your family's going through or the pain and suffering that your family's going through, and how to pull yourself out of that. Yeah. So that's one of the things we're working on. We also did a song for our for the Now Network that we were on.
Mm-hmm.
For Love Is Worth the Work. We did a song. It is called Love Is Worth the Work.
Yes.
So my wife and I, we sat up, we wrote down the lyrics to the song,
mm-hmm.
and there we go. We did a song.
So that we're asking and encouraging everybody to download that song. It's very fun. It's a happy song. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to, maybe work towards the things for your self-care, for your family, for you. So we're actually reviewing what the rollout for the end of this year and for next year. We are going to be on the TFL network doing another version of the Cooper Chronicles, which is really exciting, which may include the children, more of the children.
Yes.
And then we're actually doing more online virtual Zoom engagements, and we're doing book clubs, and we're doing, people that are interested in wanting to do workshops and coaching series.
Yes.
You can reach out to us at our website, edandangel.thecooperchronicles.com. Submit your email, and then we'll respond to you and updating you when we roll out the plan. I think it'll roll out in November.
Yes.
And we're so looking forward to it. And once again, we have Ed and Angel Cooper from the Cooper Chronicles here on the Mike Wagner Show. Very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Love to have you back on soon in 2021 and beyond. And who do you consider biggest influence in your careers, guys?
The biggest influence, I would say my mom. My mom is my biggest influence, and my wife's my biggest influence. But I would say my mom, because all that I've seen my mom go through, she's been there. She's been very instrumental in pushing me to do what I need to do, to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And so my mom's my biggest inspiration. You, baby.
I was gonna say my mom and my dad too. They even when our marriage got rough, I remember looking at how my dad loved my mother and how my mother loved my dad, and it inspired me not to give up. And it didn't mean that my mother came from a good relationship. She didn't have an example like I had. She wasn't raised by her mother. She wasn't raised by her father. So I watched my mother work in a place where she said, I'm going to make it work, but I'm not going to just stand for anything. And I love that about her. And I love that my father respected her in that way. And they inspired me to work. And now look at us. I couldn't imagine 28 years later. I would do it again, though.
Yeah.
I would do it again. Yeah.
That is fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I would say respect each other,
love
each other, communicate. Don't just do the surface topic discussion.
Go deep.
Give yourself some time to find out what's troubling each other if there is something where you're not connecting.
Also, we speak about if you're going to have that conversation, design in your home or wherever it may be a safe place where you can sit down. There's no judgment zone. You can sit down. You can air out your differences. And then once you leave that safe place, those differences are stuck in that safe place. You have now left that down. You can work on making things better once you leave that area.
Mm-hmm. And that's very good advice as well. Once again, Ed and Angel Coopers of the Cooper Chronicles here on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic, very inspirational. Learned a lot from you guys. Look forward to having you on soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people check out your works and your books?
Once again, you can check us out on YouTube. Just type in Ed and Angel the Cooper Chronicles. Our website is EdandAngelTheCooperChronicles.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What is that? TikTok. We put a couple things up there on TikTok.
So please follow us. And if you're interested, and you really should get the book, Love is Worth the Work, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Walmart, and you can go to Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Just enter in Love is Worth the Work.
Google it, and you'll see us.
And order it. It'll bless you. It's really going to help you.
We definitely will do that. Once again, Ed and Angel Cooper of the Cooper Chronicles and the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And you've been fantastic. And let's get together for food and come hungry this time.
Yes.
Yes.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.